So Exploring with Josh has made a response video to his fans and the debunkers, and it was wild. Over the past few days, Exploring with Josh has been very vocal with his dissatisfaction with the debunker community, putting a dampener on his videos and the greater paranormal community as a whole through what he deems to be baseless accusations. This all started when Josh received a message from the homeowner of a house that he did a paranormal investigation in after they received a private message off of an online debunker who was trying to do a quote hit piece on Josh and his content. Josh then went to his Instagram to post the story, which was covered in a recent video on our channel, so you can go and check that one out. But Josh took things to the next step and posted to his community tab, which has since been deleted, but the crux of it was that Josh was dissatisfied with the debunkers, which he labelled as quote armchair critics, who were attacking him as a creator and tearing down the paranormal community. Since this post was made, there's been huge backlash, not just from the debunking community, but also Josh's own fans, as they assumed he was taking a jab at them for attempting to debunk the Cody and Satori situation, which of course wasn't Josh's attempt at all. To try and combat the backlash and calm people down, Josh released the video "It's Time to Come Clean, My Thoughts on the Paranormal Community," where Josh lays all his cards on the table and puts the record straight.
This is the one and only time I am going to be bringing this up ever. This is my last time. I've been acknowledging the debunking community on YouTube, which is like the paranormal community, or maybe their own little community, their little side thing. And honestly, I will say this. For the debunkers, everyone who are skeptics and don't believe, I totally understand. So I know and I get why there is a debunking community of people that are always around trying to say that's not real and that's not right.
He then goes on to explain his thoughts and why he feels the debunkers are doing more harm than good.
Again, it's like, it's turning into a lot of hate. Some of the comments I'm getting now are hate, rude, disgusting. I mean, the things that have been happening lately are crazy. So what happens is like, these debunkers, these people, they watch your videos and they're like, oh, that's not right. This can't be right. That's fake. This is fake. That's fake. It doesn't matter what evidence you get, it's still fake. It doesn't matter how hard you work, what you do. You can be up for 10 hours at night and you get some of the best evidence. You're so happy. You put it online and there's these people debunking your videos and saying that's not real, this can't be right. And a lot of it has to do with these channels, these other YouTubers or these other people, they make these videos and they're like debunking how our devices work. For example, a lot of them don't believe in REM pods anymore because these channels say, oh, if we take a walkie-talkie, we can light these up and it looks like a ghost is touching it. And yes, that is true. If you take a walkie-talkie, you could make this go off. Now, because that's a thing and that is real, these people are saying that every single video, that's how it's happening. So even if I had the best evidence talking to a ghost and they're tapping it, these ghost debunkers, all these people now think it can't be right, it's fake, because they have a walkie-talkie and they're making it go off. So it doesn't matter. I can get an EVP and it can literally be the best thing ever, the coolest voice, this guy from another world talking to me. But guess what? It has to be fake. I had to have did a cut there and edited a voice to add it in, and that's what happened. So nowadays, it doesn't matter how credible you are. This community is becoming more toxic. Here's an example right now of a debunker trying to debunk my video, but just saying slander and hate.
Who watches this crap, guys? Please tell me. Who watches this crap? You watch crap like this, it's like, man, you realize it's not just the ghost hunters, man. Oh my God, the fucking Spirit Talker app. That's really scary, guys. An app said that. Wow. Just to be clear here, I'm not singling out just the Spirit Talker app. It's just because it's the one they're using in the investigation. I think all apps across the board are bullshit.
It's just so rude. If you don't like my videos, why are you even watching? And then he goes and says, this is how the REM pods go off, showing an example. But this is how it all is happening everywhere.
Josh then talks about the homeowner situation and how the debunker had the situation backfire on them quite severely.
But in this one, literally blows my mind. I had a guy contact an Airbnb I filmed at called the Henry Derby House. His name's Phil, so we contacted Phil where I filmed this house. Now I bought the Airbnb and then I filmed the video there. This house is known to be haunted. Now remember, it's known to be haunted, so I did not just rent a random Airbnb and stay the night and made it seem like it was haunted. No, this is a haunted Airbnb in Salem, and this is what the guy says. Here's the post. This is what this guy who's trying to debunk me and expose me posted to the owner of the Airbnb. Now I'm just gonna scroll down to where they talk about me. I'm not sure the exact dates, but Josh and Colin are the names of the individuals. They made a video about the Henry Derby house having a demon, aka Hatman. They also mentioned about Airbnbs having the basement locked, but they proceed to go downstairs anyway and then perform, writing a circle of the Hatman on the floor. In my opinion, this is disrespectful, but I just wanted to ask if you guys are aware of this and if you're okay with those YouTubers publicly saying that this house has demons. I know it can affect your business. I just wanted to know, thank you for your time. Now mind you, look what this guy did. He's trying to cause up a stir. This guy doesn't even live around here. He doesn't even live in the United States. And he's trying to really care that much to create a story, to get views, to get clicks, to just try to debunk me or prove his point for whatever reason. What was the point of that? Here's where it gets better though. Phil, the owner, ends up contacting me. And guess what? Apparently the owner, Phil, now watched my video, thought it was cool, freaky, whatever. But guess what? This is what happens. Now here's what he says. He writes in an email. This is Phil, the owner of the Henry Derby house. I was just contacted through my Facebook page by some online content creator who's trying to make a video about you and pretty much do a hit piece on your channel. So this guy's now the owner picking up like, dang, this guy's obviously trying to mess with me. Now here's what he says. I watched the whole video today and I found it actually very entertaining. This is the owner now saying that this video he just watched is very entertaining. I don't know if you guys are serious, but either way, I wanted to share a similar experience I had in the house. So now my Hatman experience, my video on this angry ghost or demon or whatever this could be, has the same experience as the owner of the house. Now we're both sharing that this place is haunted and we have a similar interest now. Now we both have the same experience. Now there's no lies now. Now it just debunks or whatever you're trying to prove. Now it gets even better. He then goes, I started off thinking it was funny, but at the end I was pretty freaked out and I wanted to get in touch with you guys to talk about it. Now that's what he says in the email. Now the reason why at the end he's saying he was pretty freaked out is I called him and talked to him on the phone, which I can try to show you my messages with him, but on the phone he talked a lot about the house. Now guess what? His experience is very similar to mine, and guess what? He wants to invite me back to the house to film another video and have him in the video, the Airbnb owner. And it's just all done because of this one guy who tried to expose me, just ended up giving me another video that's even better because now I have the owner in it with his experience. So thank you actually. Blah, 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 blah. I thought the video was very well made and entertaining. Honestly, it freaked me out at the end because I had a experience that was similar. So of course he freaked out. All right. Now here we go. Yeah, I had an experience in the house about 20 years ago. I haven't told many people about the story, but your video made me think of how really freaky and similar your experience was. Absolutely, I would love to have you back. He would love to have me back. And then I could just personally either book him directly or whatever, no Airbnb fees required. Now going forward to the last one. This is one I did not share on the message in case I wanted to make a video on this. This was his last response, right here. So this response is me pretty much confirming I can come back. He was okay or cool about the fact that, there was something negative in the house that we talked about on the phone. Maybe it's not demon, maybe it's not the Hatman, but it's something negative around the land. So this is me confirming with him back and forth. I did not add this in my post. This is just for this video only. Here we go. So when I come back and film, you're okay with being on camera telling your story. That was similar to mine. I think because your story and mine, it's obvious that the house has some negativeness there, whether it is a demon or the Hatman or an angry spirit could maybe be on the land and not the house. But regardless, it's cool. You've seen the video, and with your experience to mine, ask me to come back. I was thinking of December, if not the springtime. And he says, yes, definitely sounds good.
After this, things got absolutely insane when Josh covered the incident where he was confronted by someone at the Phantasmacon and filled their video with misconceptions and mistruths to suit their narrative, which Josh ultimately set straight. And right at the end of the video, he also stands in unity with Kalani Ghost Hunter, who also inserted their thoughts and opinions at the end of Josh's video.
So my biggest complaint right now with paranormal / the debunk community is that there's so much hypocrisy within it, right? You've got the debunk community whose entire catalog of content is from content creators that are out here, and maybe some of them do things that I wouldn't do or are unethical, but I'm not there with those people. I don't know for sure what they're doing. And I know that I'm not trying to deliberately fraud people. Like, I'm not making things go off. I'm not trying to make things happen when they're not happening. So when you have people that sit here and call you fake and this, that, and the other, my question is, who's real? Like, the entire paranormal is based off of theoretical approach, and we're not even technically at theory with a lot of it. It's just opinion. So how can you determine, right, who's real, who's fake, based off of sitting on the other end of a phone screen? Like, if you were in the same room with someone and you saw something take place, you would then have the opportunity to sit there and be like, okay, this is what happened and this is what I don't agree with. And sometimes with videos, you might catch that. You might catch that golden debunk or that golden catch. But a lot of times it's just people talking out of their ass. I mean, for lack of a better term, right? They think they know something, or they think they can see something happening a certain way, but they don't know. It's not 100% certainty. It's all opinion based. So, regardless of what equipment you believe in, what equipment you don't, a lot of people don't like the phone apps. But my biggest rebuttal is, if we took that phone app and we offloaded it into another device and called it something else, people would buy it, and a lot of the debunk community wouldn't have an issue with it. But because it's on a phone, they have an issue with it. And another thing is, right, they pick and choose what equipment's good, what equipment's bad, but a lot of these people don't even investigate. And in all honesty, a lot of the equipment out there is not very technologically sound or technologically advanced. I wouldn't go out to say that everyone that uses a REM pod is deliberately trying to fake it with a walkie-talkie. Do people do that out there? I'm sure they do. Am I doing it? No, I'm not. But at the end of the day, it's really crazy that people can sit here behind a screen and without a doubt say this is what's happening, and then portray that to an audience of people that are watching those folks. And it's just so hypocritical. At the end of the day, right, you either believe or you don't. And when you're watching, you're going to be biased one way or the other. You're going to be watching because you believe, you're going to be watching because you don't want to believe, or you don't think it's real. So if I could say anything, it's we need to just try and be as fair and as unbiased as possible, right? I'm sure that people could probably do a better job at debunking, but for the debunk community, right, these people don't go out anywhere and they're not doing anything. There may be a few that go out and investigate, but I would like to see some of these people go out and be in those experiences and be in those moments and not make mistakes with debunks or calling things out, because sometimes it's hard. Like, sometimes they're like, well, you're making walkie-talkies make stuff go off. But what happens when that's not the case? And they're in that moment and they see that no one's making walkie-talkies go off and something is trying to communicate with a little can on the floor. Or when there's no draft, there's no wind moving, and all of a sudden a door opens or a door closes, right? It's easy to sit on the other end of a phone screen and be like, oh, they got somebody planted back there, this, that, or the other. But until you're in that moment, until you experience that moment, it's never going to be real. So I'm not asking those people to stop what they do. I mean, they make money off of debunking content just like I make money off of creating content. But at the end of the day, I think we need to be a little bit more cognizant that, all of us are on this same field, and some of us have the role of debunker and some of us have the role of investigator. But at the end of the day, a lot of these people are doing some really shady stuff with the Airbnb stuff. And like when they went after Josh for going to the Derby house, it's like it's getting really petty. It's not debunking anymore. It's like trying to one up what you did the week before in terms of how bad you can make somebody look. And I think that's when you get in an area that's really sticky, right? You're not really going after someone's content anymore. You're going after these people. And I think that's what we need to get away from. Like, I watch debunk channels. Some of them are entertaining. Like, me and Josh love watching The Shape and Side Eye Guy. Like, we watch those channels because they're entertaining, right? But I think some people are starting to take it way too far, and that's what I don't want to happen. I'm coming from a live streaming standpoint. Like, I only recently started YouTube. So for me, if you guys don't know, sometimes, I'll go usually once a month and I'll set up 8 surveillance cameras and they'll run for an entire week straight. And sometimes we don't have much happen. But I do that because I'm trying to show people that it can be very dull at times, but the times that it gets exciting, we don't need to take that away from people because it got exciting. So all I'm trying to say is I think we all can do a little bit better job of being respectful of one another and stop getting really dirty and slimy about it. And that's all I ask, right? If you think I'm fake, that's absolutely fine. But if you don't go out and do this yourself and your counter argument is these people are real, but are you there with them creating the content that you claim is real? If you're not there with them, real or fake, how can you determine one way or the other what they're actually creating? Thanks for listening.
It's been an absolute whirlwind over the past couple of weeks. What do you make of all of this? Obviously, two absolutely huge paranormal creators there in Exploring with Josh and Kalani Ghost Hunter stepping forward to give their thoughts, opinions, and everything else. And do you know what? Fair play to the lads. Fair play. Josh obviously said that this is the one and only time that he will be addressing the debunking community, and he will be talking about topics like this on his channel. So I don't think we're going to see any more updates on the situation from him unless things get really, really out of hand. But what do you make of it? Are you team Kalani and Exploring with Josh and Paranormal, or are you team Debunkers and are you against these guys? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I'd absolutely love to hear your thoughts and opinions. And if you have gone on to enjoy, you know what to do. You need to jump, scare the hell out of that like button, subscribe if you're new, and tickle my little bell so you get notified whenever we upload. We're hot on the train of all this content at the minute and everything that's been going on. So if you want to be kept in the loop and have all of this stuff consolidated into short video format, you need to subscribe. And until next time, guys, I hope that you have enjoyed, and I'll speak to you later. Peace.